It's rumor time, boys and girls. What rumors do we have today? The rumor hype continues. Well, it looks like we actually have some pretty big news regarding the Nintendo Switch. It looks like the Nintendo Switch may possibly be getting the Xbox Games Pass. Yes, you heard me right. The Xbox Games Pass may be coming to the Nintendo Switch, and this is not small news we're talking about. We're actually talking about some very big news here, because that would actually be pretty major if the Nintendo Switch got the Xbox Games Pass. And alongside that, there's actually rumors floating around the internet that suggest that Ori and the Blind Forest may be coming to the Nintendo Switch. Now, with this rumor, they did not state which Ori and the Blind Forest is coming to the Nintendo Switch, so we have no way of knowing, is it the first one or is it the new one coming out? But either way, if this is true, this is going to be epic news for the Nintendo Switch. It kind of feels like Microsoft is trying to go third party here. Do I believe these rumors? Do I think Ori and the Blind Forest is coming to the Nintendo Switch? Do I think the Xbox Games Pass is coming to the Nintendo Switch? Honestly, if you ask me, I do think that there's a big possibility both of these may be true. We may be seeing the Xbox Games Pass come to the Nintendo Switch. We may be seeing Ori and the Blind Forest coming to the Nintendo Switch. The reason I believe all these rumors are right is because, if you don't know, recently Microsoft did announce they did want to put Xbox Live on as many units as possible, or as many platforms as possible. And as you guys know right now, you can actually get first-party games on the PC and on the Xbox One. So you can see Microsoft is really trying to put all their IPs on as many devices as possible. And with that thing already confirmed from Microsoft that they want to put Xbox Live on as many platforms as possible, it is very likely in the near future that we could be getting Xbox Games Pass on the Nintendo Switch. That would actually be major news, just because Nintendo is not really known for too much third-party support. Sure, in recent years the Nintendo Switch is really good with third-party support, but it still doesn't beat the third-party support we got on platforms like the Xbox One or the PS4 or even the PC. So if this were to be true, we would be getting a buttload of third-party support coming to the Nintendo Switch. And if the Xbox Games Pass comes to the Nintendo Switch, it would be really big, because then this would be, I think, the first time that first-party IPs from Microsoft would actually be on another platform. So this would be amazing. We would get things like possibly Halo coming to the Switch, Gears of War coming to the Switch, Forza coming to the Switch, Crackdown coming to the Switch. Things like that could be coming to the Switch, and that would be fantastic. If you already own platforms like PC, PS4, and things like this, it's not really too amazing, but for fans who strictly play Nintendo Switch, this could actually be a great deal. Or maybe you're a person that takes your Nintendo Switch around with you in your house. This would actually be great news. Of course, all of these games would be streamed to your Nintendo Switch, so you couldn't play these games, like, say, out and about unless you had a stable internet connection, and it's really going to be hard to find a stable connection if you're playing your Nintendo Switch, say, out and about, whether you're taking it out on a public Wi-Fi hotspot or you're tethering it to your phone. It would just be hard to get really good internet connection to your Switch. So most likely, most of these games that Microsoft would be bringing to the Xbox Games Pass or to the Nintendo Switch would be streamed in some kind of form. And I think Microsoft could pull this off. Could the Nintendo Switch actually handle Xbox Games Pass? Considering this is a streaming platform, I 100% believe that the Nintendo Switch could handle the Xbox Games Pass, because if you look at the Xbox Games Pass, everything's remotely run by a server, and the Nintendo Switch doesn't need any of the power, so it doesn't take any of the force. Basically the server pretty much runs the whole entire game, so it would be definitely possible. If you looked at it from just a power standpoint, of course, you know the Nintendo Switch is a much more it's not as powerful as the original Xbox One, so there would be no way in heck, if these games were to come natively, would the Nintendo Switch be able to play some of these games. I'm sure some of these games would be able to run on the Nintendo Switch natively, but a lot of them probably wouldn't be able to run on the Nintendo Switch. And if they were to run on the Nintendo Switch natively, it just honestly wouldn't make too much sense, just because, well, a lot of them would have to be either downgraded in some type of way. We're losing frame rate, we're losing graphical performance, we're losing some type of performance there, so it would make sense that they would want to bring the Xbox Games Pass to the Nintendo Switch, and this would be cool also because the Xbox Games Pass, alongside it having, I think, Xbox One games on the service, it actually has the Xbox 360 games on the service as well. So you're pretty much getting almost 2 generations of games on the Xbox Games Pass, and that's actually something else that's really cool about the Xbox Games Pass. Something that's super cool about the Xbox Games Pass is the fact that you do get first-party titles on release day. I know that's not really saying too much because if you take in consideration the Xbox brand doesn't really have too many first-party IPs, so it's not too mind-blowing, but at least it is good news that you do get first-party IPs on day one on the Xbox Games Pass, and we all know the recent game that came out from Microsoft was Crackdown 3. Crackdown 3 just came down. I know a lot of people aren't too happy about that game. It's not doing all too well, but just the fact that it came to Xbox Games Pass mean that the Nintendo Switch owners would have more games at their disposal. How would this actually help Nintendo? I'm pretty sure if Nintendo actually partnered with Microsoft and allowed Xbox Games Pass to be on the Nintendo Switch, somehow they would have to get some kind of profits from this service. So I'm pretty sure they would get some type of cut from this deal. Also, how would this actually hurt third-party games on the Nintendo Switch? Because Nintendo does actually have third-party games coming to the Switch, but if we have Xbox Games Pass on the Nintendo Switch, would this actually stop developers from actually developing specific games on the Nintendo Switch? Because the whole thing with the Nintendo Switch is the fact that you can take games on the go, but with Xbox Games Pass, you're not really going to be taking these games on the go. I would actually hate to see a lot of third-party games stop being developed for the Nintendo Switch if they're already on Xbox Games Pass, because, because then we couldn't play these games on the go. That's my biggest fear. But I'm pretty sure there's still going to be some devs that's still going to want to support the Nintendo Switch with third-party games, and they see the value of that. And there's not every single third-party game in the sun on the Xbox Games Pass. I don't know how this would ultimately help or hurt third-party games on the Nintendo Switch. We would honestly have to wait and see about that situation. But this is some pretty breaking news if this actually becomes true. Again, this is only a rumor, and these rumors could totally be false, could totally be incorrect, but I don't see why these rumors are totally incorrect. And I'm pretty sure also that the whole thing with Ori and the Blind Forest coming to the Nintendo Switch, I think that's 100% possible. And apparently that game is going to be separate from the Xbox Games Pass. It's not going to be part of the service, so it's going to be a game that's going to be sold on the Nintendo Switch as like a game that's going to be running on the Switch. Do I think the Switch can handle Ori and the Blind Forest? Yes. Do I think it's going to be playing the same way it would be playing on the base Xbox One? Nope. Most likely we'll be losing some kind of frame rate, some kind of graphical performance, but either way it is going to be able to run Ori and the Blind Forest, I do believe so. But again, we don't know which Ori and the Blind Forest it was. It could be the sequel, or it could be the original game. Either way, this is some pretty breaking news for Xbox fans, for Nintendo fans. Overall, this would be great news, and this would help the Nintendo Switch. And this, I don't know if this would help Microsoft. Most likely, it probably won't help Microsoft financially, yes, but trying to sell more units of the Xbox brand, probably not. That's also why the Xbox at this very moment doesn't sell so much, because you can buy most first-party IPs on the PC. You can buy a lot of their exclusives, so what's the point of owning an Xbox? It's pretty much just a glorified PC at this point, especially if the Xbox Games Pass comes to the Nintendo Switch. Then you're talking about not too many more Xbox One units being sold, to be honest. It's not like they're selling like hotcakes right now at the moment. Anyway, would the Xbox Games Pass come to PS4? Most likely, this rumor is just for the Nintendo Switch. I don't think Sony is interested in any shape or form of the Xbox Games Pass coming to the PS4, because if you look at Sony doesn't even like crossplay on their own platform. So if they were to do a partnership with Microsoft, I don't think it would make all too much sense, because Sony doesn't like crossplay. They don't want to do these multi-platform deals like that. I don't think they want more third-party support from them. I don't think they also want people buying the Xbox Games Pass. Ultimately, it would hurt Sony in some form, I do believe. I don't think it's going to hurt Nintendo anyway, because they do get a cut of it. And like I said before, the Nintendo Switch doesn't have a lot of third-party support, so that's the biggest reason why Nintendo would allow it on their platform, to get more third-party support, because Sony already has a lot of third-party support, and that's probably why they don't need the Xbox Games Pass coming to the PS4. So I do think this rumor is true about the Xbox Games Pass coming to the Nintendo Switch, but again, these are only rumors. Just keep that in mind. Anyway, guys, this is Wayne from My Tech News, signing out.